Welcome to the Micheaux Mission, 2 men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Vincent Williams, and I'm joined as always by my partner.
Hey, holla at your boy. This is Len, a.k.a. Len.
And here the second week of February where we are doing Cowboys and Aliens. Now it is time to get to the aliens as we spend a significant amount of time discussing the black film, apparently. 2009's District 9, the choice of Lynn Webb. But before we get to District 9 and the joy of cat food, how are you, Lynn?
I'm doing fine, Vincent. Have you ever tasted cat food?
No.
I have tasted cat food.
Do you need money, Lynn? It's like that episode of Good Times all of a sudden. Is this something we should discuss off the mic? You don't have to live like that, man.
Well, unfortunately, I don't anymore. This was in college.
Oh, this just gets worse and worse.
This was in college, and I may have mentioned it before. I do not back down from a dare or a bet.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And this was if I remember, I think it was a bet.
Okay.
That I lost.
A drunken bet?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I
Even though I don't think I was drunk, but I
Okay.
definitely had been drinking.
Sure. Would other people have said you were drunk?
Perhaps.
How was I drunk?
Drunk is in the eye of the beholder.
I'm just festive.
And the people who be holding me up,
Right.
they might say that I was drunk.
Exactly.
But there was a bet, and I forget exactly what the stakes were, but one of the stakes was eating. You didn't have to eat like a whole lot, but you had to
Sure, of course
had to
not.
taste tender vittles. Remember the cat food tender vittles?
I do. I remember the.
And I lost, and I had to chew some tender vittles.
Okay.
I don't remember it being good, but I don't remember it being like crazy nasty either.
Sure.
But I ate cat food.
So, I don't have a cat food story at all. But bets and things that maybe you shouldn't be eating. My senior year of high school
Okay.
was the 17-year cicada year.
Ooh, okay.
So when I was a senior in Baltimore, it was crazy.
Yep.
Cicadas. There was a kid at my high school that for $1 he would eat a cicada.
Okay.
$1 cicada. I spent my lunch money
Vincent.
for like 2 weeks.
Vincent.
That is 100% true. I'm not going to call him out by his government, but like I gave him like $10 a day.
Vincent.
Yes.
Why?
Because I wanted to watch the freak show. I have no regrets.
That for some reason that feels like.
Here's $10.
And he would sit there
and I'm going to watch you and eat.
He ate 10 cicadas.
I'll see you tomorrow.
And he ate them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And was he a senior? What was he?
He was also a senior.
Oh, damn, I can't even say you were taking advantage of a young
No.
Wow. If you were giving them $10, how much would everybody else give them?
I don't know if everyone else stayed with it as long as I did. Like it amused me every day.
Oh my God.
He would go and pull them off the tree and pop them in his mouth.
What?
Yeah, that is a true story.
But eating bugs is a thing, though.
Well, it's so funny because wait, were we together when we saw like the stand at some nerd shit? What was I with? And they had like the locust protein or something.
I have seen
that. Wasn't you I was with?
It may have been. I've done it. We had it on the Black Tribbles.
Right. But anyway, yeah, I've had something with the with because they say
it's good protein,
and they say going into the future, like at some point, we're just going to run out of stuff. And like you said, it's a good protein. But yeah.
Cause I've eaten was it fried ants? It was some kind of ants.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had like something made with like the flour.
Okay.
They make out of it.
Right.
No one gave me $1 though.
Somebody owe you $1.
Somebody owes me $1, but
it feels like bullying to me. You picking on this, but you weren't picking on him.
He wasn't picking on him at all. This was commerce at its purest.
this ain't one of your boys. This is
No, it's not. No, it is
Because
not.
I love for this
No,
to be
it
one of
is
your
not.
boys. I'm
No,
like,
it is
which
not.
one of y'all is cicada?
No.
I got a cicada.
No, not at all.
No, it wasn't your brother?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
And it wasn't a bet. It was, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
Before we start the show,
yes.
folks, Vincent and I are going to nerd out just for a second.
Just
Bear
for a
with
second.
us. Vincent,
Yes.
by order of myself
Yes.
and our fellow Star Trek fan, George Kimona,
Sure, of course.
who pleaded with me to watch the most recent episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
Absolutely. It has caused quite the stir
Which
in
I
Trek
did
world. Yes.
as well. And then I asked you, Vincent, you have to watch the most recent episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Did you do this?
I did.
You did.
I did indeed.
All right. Now, for those who don't know, Star it's a tongue twister a little bit for me. I know, or I'm tired. Star Trek Starfleet Academy is the most recent series in the Star Trek canon that premiered on Paramount Plus a few weeks ago, and they just had their 5th episode air, which was pretty much a love letter to one of our favorite Star Trek series. I think it is.
I was about to say, and by one of
it is our favorite.
right,
Star Trek
right,
series.
and I don't think it is. You like favorite is very subjective. Like I don't think it is controversial to say it is the best Star Trek series.
I don't think it's controversial, but I don't think that is the consensus. But it is definitively our favorite,
Right,
and we consider it
right,
the best.
right. I think it is pound for pound the best.
I believe so as well, and that best being Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yes.
The most recent episode of Starfleet Academy, titled Series Acclamation Mill, which is the full name of the acronym SAM, which is the character on the show that is played by the actress Carice Brooks, who you find is a emissary.
Yes.
From her planet of Kask, and she learns a history story about another emissary in Starfleet, which was Benjamin Sisko, the captain on Deep Space Nine, who was played by Avery Brooks.
Yes.
And this most recent episode plays as a love letter to Deep Space Nine and to that character, because the character of Benjamin Sisko more or less disappears into the void.
Yes.
That is I just forgot what.
Yeah, the prophets.
With the prophets.
Yeah.
It at the end of Deep Space Nine.
He becomes he part of his journey in the series is he becomes a religious figure.
Right, almost akin to a deity.
Yeah.
And there has been over the years, there hasn't been a whole lot of return to Deep Space Nine in Star Trek.
Yeah.
I think there's been touchstones, of course, of Next Generation.
Yeah.
There have been touchstones, of course, to TOS.
Yes.
There's been even like a prequel to TOS created.
Yes.
And there have been some, returning to Voyager.
Yeah, I was about to say Captain Janeway, 7 of 9.
Right, and the Doctor.
The Doctor.
Here,
they've showed up here and
Starfleet
there.
Academy. But there's been precious little harkening back to Deep Space Nine. So this is the first time that the Star Trek really did so.
Yeah.
And because of how we collectively feel about that show, it was, very important to me to have you watch it and get your thoughts on this episode of Starfleet Academy.
I mean, just for the record, there was that great episode of Lower Decks.
Yes.
That revisit. But I think that's important because Tawny Newsome, who was one of the stars Lower Decks, has now moved into the writing room
of Starfleet Academy. Yes.
And was instrumental in bringing this episode. And I think love letter is the right term. Because it was very heartfelt.
Oh, yeah.
And very respectful in a way that Deep Space Nine deserves. I'm not one to defend Star Trek and defend this type of thing, but in its defense, I do think Avery Brooks has not been as open to reprising the role of Sisko as the members of Next Generation's cast have been.
True.
So that also has kind of complicated things, certainly in the past 4 or 5 years with Picard, the television show Picard, and everything that comes with it. So I admired how they wove this story together to its conclusion. One thing that we should probably mention is that this television show is set 800 years
right
after the classic period of Star Trek. Star Trek Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Voyager,
the Next Generation universe
are about the same time,
right?
Which is I think 50 or 60 years after the original series. So it's around the same time. This is set in the far future,
far future,
so that you get a bit of Sisko, what he has become. I thought one of the great details was that Sisko is almost a Muhammad type figure, where they don't even show his likeness.
Yeah, I love that part.
It's very respectful. It's very loving. Perhaps the center of this homage to Deep Space Nine is Cirroc Lofton's appearance.
Yes, Jake from the original Deep Space Nine,
who played Jake in the original Deep Space Nine,
who was Benjamin Sisko's son,
and he was amazing.
Yeah,
he was so amazing, and as people who, in a lot of ways, we watched him grow up on Deep Space Nine. It was a real homecoming to see him, even visually, where now he has a bald head and a beard.
Gray beard.
So he almost resembles Avery Brooks a bit. So I really admired and respected the effort in the way that it was put together.
I did too. I loved it. I love Carice Brooks, who plays Sam. I think she is... I enjoyed her. She moved me along emotionally through this story as she was being learned more about Avery Brooks. Excuse me. I keep conflating the two. Learn more about Benjamin Sisko's story.
Sure.
And the road that he had to walk as an emissary, but with one foot in the real world, with raising his son, and near the end getting married again, and that kind of mirroring her own troubles, because story-wise, she is a photon. She is basically a hologram for all intents and purposes, like the Doctor. But she has only recently come into being. You learn that she's only been into being, I think, like a couple of months.
Yeah, it's a couple of months.
So she's still learning how to just be, and never mind that she has to learn now to also be an emissary for all of her people who have never been around, any other humanoids.
Well, they had.
They
had been enslaved.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Like years ago.
Right.
So it's been a long time.
Right. So part of her mission is whether or not we should rock with them. But I enjoyed her, her tug of war with that, and her struggling with that and the way that they depicted it. This was definitely, while it definitely did some Star Trek things, in format, it was kind of like went a little different. There was kind of almost like a little bit of like a pop-up video type of thing as you saw the world through her eyes, more or less. I enjoyed that, a bit of ingenuity brought to the series, and reading about that was almost all Tony Newsom, her leaning into more of her sketch way of writing. Sure. So I fell in love with it, and I was already liking the show. I'm enjoying it. It's a show that I can tell that they're trying to put something out there for Star Trek fans like you and me, who are older, got an idea, maybe a fixed idea of what Star Trek is, but also trying to appeal to a younger audience as well. Now, whether or not they are actually doing that or not, whether or not they're succeeding, I don't know. I haven't looked at the ratings yet. The jury is out.
But I appreciate the attempt that they're making, and so far, I like it. I know that they're not really pulling for me to be in there, so the moments where I maybe find a little cringy, I'm like, but I know that part ain't for me. Okay. But y'all did it. Y'all did it well. It ain't get on my nerves. I'm still here. So bravo.
Sure,
So
sure.
I'm liking Starfleet Academy.
Sure. Now if we're going to be nerdy, we got to get nerdy.
Oh,
Because one of the aspects of Deep Space Nine that resonated with us in particular, Avery Brooks was very, very cognizant of his image of blackness, being a black father, eventually remarrying, being a husband. And the plot of the show, as you mentioned, the emissary has to leave. But Avery Brooks was very vocal publicly.
Yes.
That he did not want this image of a black man leaving his family.
Right.
So there was actually a line of dialogue towards the end where he says, I'm going to go for a year or so, but then I'm coming back. But then because of just real world concerns, this, that, and the other, we never actually see him come back. And the story on the show is shrouded in mystery because, again, it's been 800 years, and not to get too deep in, but some stuff happened that were basically kind of a Star Trek Dark Ages, so they just have bits and pieces of information. And this image of Cirroc Lofton as this older Jake parallels an episode of Deep Space Nine, where you have an alternate version of an older Jake.
Yes.
Played by Tony Todd. It's one of the many great episodes of Deep Space Nine. And Tony Todd, who we knew before he passed, and everyone kind of knows as Candyman, but I don't think it's controversial to say this is his finest moment as an actor. This older, heartbroken Jake who has lost his father. That Jake and this Jake are two completely different Jakes.
Yes. Yes.
That coupled with Avery Brooks, I know, being very hands-on with this episode, makes me believe, and I'm not the only one, like when you kind
Avery Brooks being hands-on with...
I know Avery Brooks was very, he was talking to Cirroc Lofton all along.
You said hands-on, but you mean...
Not hands-on, just aware.
Right.
And you get the sense they got his blessings.
Yes, they did.
For this. I have a version of a theory that many people have had that Sisko actually did come back.
Yeah.
And just no one knows it but his family. Which also made me feel really good because, again, this older Jake is so self-possessed, so at peace, that he does not strike me as the man that Tony Todd's Jake was.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a totally different story.
That's my headcanon, and I know several other people have that as their headcanon too.
Well, there you go.
Which I also really, really like. But there you go.
Well, if you are a Star Trek fan, subscribe to Paramount Plus, watch Star Trek Starfleet Academy, and let us know what you think. I like it. Pretty good. All right. Let's hear from you, or let's hear from your emails, or as we like to call them,
missives from the missionaries.
So what else is going on, Lynn?
We have emails, Vincent.
Ooh, missives from the missionaries.
Ooh.
Missives from the missionaries.
All right, missives from the missionaries. Vincent, we have an email from longtime friend Sharon Eldridge.
Hey, Sharon.
Hey, Sharon, how you doing? Hello, Len, Vincent. I am a bit behind and only now finishing listening to your review of Imitation of Life.
Okay.
I was a film studies major in the 90s and watched both the 1934 and the 1959 versions in class.
Okay.
Man, I hated the 1959 version.
Sure.
Your takes were validating and reminded me why that movie was so hard to watch. I have never revisited that movie since that class, except 2 summers ago when I was an extra in an anti-skin whitening PSA produced and directed by Howard Film students. I played a film professor teaching class, and what movie did they have playing in the background that I had to improv talking about? In dialogue that would never be heard, Douglas Sirk's Imitation of Life.
Sure.
The scene playing was of Lana Turner and one of the boyfriends, so I had to talk to my pretend students about the premise of the movie and why none of that was on the screen.
Sure. Sure.
I missed the live streams, but I'm so glad you all have a studio home that works for you. All the best to your fan, Sharon Eldridge.
Thank you, Sharon. Good to hear from you. Glad you're doing well.
Good to hear from you, Sharon. And we miss the live streams as well. We miss seeing all of you in the chat. And someday, we may be together again.
That's right.
You never know. All right. That way I can see Miss Makiba. I like seeing Miss Makiba's name out there. Anyway. All right. We got another email, Vincent. This is from Michael Lockett.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Brothers and fellow missionaries. Woo-wee, that was a week. Thankfully, y'all are steady dropping stuff here and on the Patreon. Thank you. It's a little slice of heaven, an oasis, if you will. Last week's film, The Legend of Nigger Charlie, was an entirely new one for me.
Okay.
Looking for it, I discovered two things. One, on many platforms, they have changed the title to take out nigger. That's right. It's called the Legend of
Black Charlie.
Yeah. Two, Brother has a ton more movies than I thought, like Zombie Apocalypse, Redemption, Warriors of the Lost World, Warriors of the Wasteland, and Mean Johnny Barrows.
Mean Johnny Barrows.
I do not know that movie.
Yeah. I think that might be a cowboy movie too.
Is that a blaxploitation movie?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. So how long I got this set? For 30 days? Oh, we can get 5 movies out of this.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Mike continues. The Legend of Nigger Charlie was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. This movie had a lot more nuance than I thought I was walking into. There were some good performances, and overall the story was pretty damn good. The arc seems very, very true to life. You are on the run from the American system. Well, sometimes you just make it out. I hit the next stop button on the Wayback Machine and was dropped off at the corner of the Micheaux Mission and Johnson's Family Vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, you were in the month of May.
Yeah, Johnson's Family Vacation.
This is a wholly big black problematic black film. I'm not saying this is soul plane, but for the talent involved and the decent sized budget, this was a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Plot full of holes. Talent was wasted or silenced in the case of Solange and Vanessa Williams. Predictable comedy, which really hurts since Cedric is funny when he can just run with ideas and bits. Okay. The side conversations on both of these episodes had me rolling. First and foremost, Vincent. I 100% back Len that Robert Conrad, Mr. James West, and I dare you to knock this battery off my shoulder, had more white man swag than William Shatner. The only way Shatner wins is if we look at the roster of ladies each played against. You know what? I dare say, just off the top of my head, Robert Conrad might still come out on top in that category. Because who's the most famous woman that Kirk played against in Star Trek? It would have been.
I think Julie Newmar shows up at some point on Star Trek.
All right, then I lose.
Yeah.
Because the second you said Julie Newmar.
Isn't that Julie Newmar as the Green Woman?
No, that's Batwoman. That's the Green Woman. That's Batgirl.
That's all right.
That's
so
Batgirl.
not Julie Newmar.
Yvonne Craig.
It's Yvonne Craig. Okay. I knew it was someone from Batman.
Okay, so then Julie Newmar didn't show up.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Okay, then the
Yvonne
only other
Craig.
person would be the lady from Dynasty. Joe.
Oh, yeah, not Joan Crawford.
Joan Collins.
Yeah, Joan Collins.
Joan Collins.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I can't remember the women from Wild Wild West. We're going to bring this up next week because as Vincent gives me a look. We're going to do. I'll run this down next week for you, Michael Lockett. We'll find out. I'm curious about that.
How many years was the Wild Wild West on?
I think it was on 4. I want to think it was on 4. It was definitely on 3.
And was it the same cast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as a matter of fact. No, you know what? I'm pretty sure that it was 4 because if I remember correctly, and I might be wrong, but there's a point in either the second or third season that his partner, Artemis Gordon, who I can't remember the actor's name, he had a stroke and he left the show for like about, I think, a total of about 4 or 5 episodes. And then he came back.
Okay.
But he was off the show because he had a stroke for a
Okay.
minute. And I think after he came back, I think they then did one last season.
Got you.
So it was definitely 3, but I think there was 4 seasons.
Off the top of your head, do you know if it's streaming anywhere?
I think it is because I think I looked it up somewhere. But you know what? That may have been back around COVID, and you know they take stuff off.
Full disclosure, I liked a Wild Wild West, but it wasn't one of my.
What's one of your go-tos?
Yeah, it's not like I don't have.
It was my go-to.
Yeah, I don't have encyclopedic knowledge of Wild Wild West like I do a lot of this stuff. So
It was my go-to because it fit in with my love of Batman and Secret Agents.
mm-hmm.
Because he could do just about anything, and he always had like some kind of crazy gadget on.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I was with it, man. And he, you know, he wore like a bolero jacket.
Yeah.
And man, as a kid, I was looking for anything that looked like bolero-ish that I could wear and run around the house.
He's got the same thing going on as Prince, though.
Yeah, the little guy.
Like a little guy can pull that off.
I know, yeah. Well, I learned.
Yeah. Big guy dressing like that. Now you look like Brown Mark or Jesse Johnson. It's like, why they got them dudes dressed like Prince can pull it off because he's 4'10". Y'all just look weird.
Here's the other thing about Robert Conrad, while he has more swag than all those other white guys, he did all his own stunts. And we all know Kirk did not. Robert Conrad did. And his stunts were...
Here's the thing. Nobody cares.
See, I did.
When did you learn he did his own stunts?
Well, first of all...
You were 20 what when you learned that?
No. I knew when I was watching the show. Because as you forget, I loved movies. I loved TV.
So you could tell who was doing their own
So I could
stunts?
I could always tell when it was like, hey, wait a minute,
That's not him.
that's not him.
Right.
That's not him. You know, the first time I noticed it, what was I watching? I think it was an episode of All Things the Munsters. And I think like all of them got like, no, it was the Three Stooges. All of them got thrown out of like a cannon.
Sure.
And like you see them like, you know, like flying in the air. And then they land, and it's dummies.
Right.
They land.
Right.
And I'm like, and then it quickly cuts to them on the ground.
Sure.
I was like, well, that wasn't them that landed.
Right.
And then I would always look for stuff like that.
Look for stuff like
in like action scenes.
Sure.
And I would notice in Robert Conrad, there was never a cut.
Never cut.
It was Robert Conrad.
Robert Conrad.
Not James Kirk.
No.
Not James Kirk. Not James Strap Me In Kirk.
Don't do that.
Because you know what's real talk. You know what's real talk. He had shame. He had his own shame.
He had to get a tunic. And then just with the little, just a clip.
That clip was doing a lot of work, man. That clip was doing a lot of work.
Adjustable clip.
Did you ever notice he had to cut when he stood up?
And
he would go like this,
and
then it would cut.
Okay, all right.
And then he would stood up.
All right. That's enough of that. We finished with Michael's letter?
No, we're not finished.
All right.
Secondly, and most important, Len, how could you not come down from that story high by looking at the back of the comics? The back of the comics was some good stuff. Not only did we have Spalding and O.J. Dingo, I still don't know this O.J. Dingo, but the footlocker of Army men, the Magic Sea Monkeys, X-Ray Specs, Charles Atlas, and of course the slave labor of selling Grit newspaper. All the best, Michael.
Did you ever know anyone who sold Grit?
Okay, wait a minute. Remind me of Grit newspaper.
Grit.
It was the G-R-I-T.
Yes, it was a newspaper for kids. You would sell Grit, and then they had a page full of prizes if you sold enough Grit.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember all of these.
It was Amway for kids.
I don't
basically.
remember that. I don't remember
I knew
that.
one kid who actually followed through and ordered those Grit newspapers, and it was like, oh, this is a scam.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
What I do remember, and I actually read a story about this in Back Issue magazine. Do you remember the ads for Heroes World, which was the place, I think it was in New Jersey, that sold like all types of like superhero paraphernalia? So it would be like,
I know exactly.
It's so like all like this, the Batmobile and the Spider-Mobile, and it had like all the glasses, and you would see ads for all of those, and they put out a catalog that you could order the catalog so that you could order all of this stuff. And I was like, and I remember looking at those ads and saying, man, I would love to get that catalog. I never got the catalog. I don't think I've ever seen the catalog.
This could be, I think we might be doing a preview of serial killers because we haven't touched the Hostess ads.
Oh my God. The hostess ads. I remember all the hostess ads.
Oh, so we haven't touched the sea monkeys.
Yeah. Sea monkeys is sad when you see them in real life.
But yes, Michael, it was the back of the ads. And
Yeah. All right. All the best, Michael Lockett. Thank you, Michael.
thank you, Michael.
Appreciate you, my brother. Where did I want to go next with all of you fine people? Oh, I know where I wanted to go. I'm going to go right there right now. February 21st and 22nd, VIRTUOUS CON will be celebrating Black History Month. It is the Art of Resistance. Now, VIRTUOUS CON, for those who don't know, is a completely online sci-fi convention. And they're going to have a panel discussion giving hot takes about Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And Vincent and I, two rabid hot takers about Star Trek, are going to be there at VIRTUOUS CON. Tickets are available so that you can check out all of the panels, discussions. There's going to be vendors that you can shop. It is completely virtual, so you have no excuse not to be there. February 21st, 22nd, you can check their schedule to see when our panel, the hot takes of Star Trek, is going to be scheduled. We are looking forward to it. It's going to be big fun. And the special guest at VIRTUOUS CON, among all the other guests this year, and Vincent is about to lose his ish because it is one Anika Noni Rose.
Anika Noni Rose.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
And trust me, I have our emissaries
How about that?
reaching out
Yes, indeed.
to see if perhaps we
Yes,
might be able to,
indeed. Yeah.
share a word.
Share a word or two.
As many as she will have.
How about that?
VIRTUOUSCon.com. Check it out. And if you're in the Philadelphia area,
Yeah.
Wednesday, March 18th, Vincent and I, again, and our good friend Stephanie Watts of the Be Real Black Cinema Club will be at Bryn Mawr Film Institute screening Just Another Girl on the I.R.T.
Absolutely.
And it won't just be us.
Mm.
It won't just be all of you sitting there checking out the screening with the free pretzels. We will be joined by the writer-director of the film, Leslie Harris, live in the building.
Really looking forward to that.
Oh, that is going to be so much fun.
That's going to be so great.
And we've been seeing people respond. People are saying, oh, I might have to come to Philly for that.
Absolutely.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Come on down. Check it out. Wednesday, March 18th. Tickets are on sale right now at brynmarfilm.org. Just Another Girl on the I.R.T. Leslie Harris in the building. The Be Real Micheaux screening series at Bryn Mawr Film Institute.
Yes.
Now,
it's
time for the Game of Kings.
the Game of Kings.
6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin.
That's the key. Why, you would be surprised what a person can do with just a sense of touch and a sense of sound.
6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, where I give Vincent 2 actors and he has 6 films or less to connect them to. D'Urville Martin.
All right.
The man who, in spirit, will be at VIRTUOUS CON.
Yes.
All right, Vincent.
All right.
I have a theme for tonight's 6 Degrees, but it does not have anything to do with the film.
Okay.
But it does have something to do with our show, The Micheaux Mission.
Okay.
Because as we are recording this episode today, this marks episode 476
476
of The Micheaux Mission.
All right.
So unless there is any type of hiccup from now on our weekly schedule, we should hit episode 500
Wow.
in July.
All right.
So looking at that, I was thinking, oh my God, we're going to hit 500 in July? I can't believe that. So then I started marking the calendar. And we're in the month of February
We are.
of 2026.
We are.
You know what that means? It is our anniversary.
It's our anniversary.
Please don't.
Okay.
It has been 10 years
Yeah.
that we have been doing this show.
How about that?
I cannot believe that we've been doing this show for 10 years.
And here we are.
Wow, that is crazy. And if we make it to July, I say if. When we make it to July in our 500th episode, not for nothing, but to me, this will become the longest podcast that I've done.
Wow.
Because I did the triples for exactly 10 years.
Okay.
Because we ended in April of 2021. So we will have surpassed the triples.
All right.
So I was thinking about that.
Okay.
And I put it out on Patreon to all of you. And this is an ad for Patreon.
Mm-hmm. $5.
Just $5.
$5.
$5 gains you access not only to 3 monthly shows, Serial Killers, as Vincent just pinched to you.
We talking about Hostess fruit pies.
Yeah, we're going to get our Tasty Cake on. You know, that's right, because Tasty Cake wasn't national, so they didn't do
Yeah, I'm about to say it wasn't Tasty Cake. It was just
always
Hostess.
Hostess.
It was always Hostess. But we'll talk about all of that.
All of that. And then you'll gain access to the Binge Lounge.
Sure.
When Vincent and I sit in and bug out. And you know, I think I want to talk to you about on Binge Lounge.
What?
Because I know that you have just binged this recently, and I just found myself back into a binge for no other reason. Just why not?
What?
The Wire.
Okay.
I'm watching The Wire again.
All right.
So we can binge about that
All
a
right.
little bit.
Now we're gonna have to get to the people because you know I got my head is in a certain space for 6 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, we 6 degrees. So now I'm in 6 degrees mode.
Okay.
I can't small talk when I'm doing 6 degrees.
Okay.
Like I'm actually, you
okay.
know,
All right. Well, then I'll save the rest of this.
like you shooting the breeze in the middle of combat.
Okay.
Vince, do you enjoy bubblegum? It's like, why are we talking about bubblegum? We in the middle of Derville Martin. You said it's a theme, and then you
Okay. All right. You're right.
tiptoeing in the tulips over there.
You're absolutely right.
All right.
I am tiptoeing.
So
through.
what is the theme?
The theme today? It's because we're doing, we are in our anniversary.
Yes.
I've picked 2 actors,
Okay.
a famous Vincent and
Okay.
a famous Leonard,
Okay.
for you to do 6 Degrees of Derville.
Okay.
Martin to.
What we got?
All right. So, in 6 films or less, connect Derville Martin to
To
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. Okay. Derville Martin to Vincent Price.
Yes, a man who had a long career.
He did. Funny thing is, I don't know what my favorite Vincent Price. Thriller has spoiled Vincent Price for me. So it's like,
Really? That's his voice.
so it's like The Last Man on Earth.
Yeah, I thought you might go there.
Yeah, but nobody else is in that.
Nobody of note.
Right. The Fly.
You know the big one you can go to.
What's the big one I can go to?
I want to tell you.
I can't think of it.
You can't think a little harder. Think more recent. Like as recent as, he's passed away for a moment. Actually, I think this may have been his last film.
I got nothing.
Let me check and see was this his last film, the one I'm thinking of. And there's another big one I just saw. It was his next to his last film.
Vincent Price.
1990.
I know you're going to say it. I'm going to go, oh, but I cannot.
You're going to make a big O.
I cannot think of it.
All right. I'm going to give you I'm going to tell you what that film is. But I'm
All
going
right.
to give you another older film that you might be able to
Okay.
use.
What's the older film?
The 10 Commandments.
Vincent Price is in the 10 Commandments?
And I believe he is.
Who's he playing the 10 Commandments?
Let me check. Hold on. Where is that? He plays Baca.
Okay. Well, speaking of The Last Man on Earth then.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So, Derville Martin is in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier is in Uptown Saturday Night with Rosalind Cash.
Mm-hmm.
Rosalind Cash is in the second adaptation of I Am Legend, The Omega Man,
That's right.
with Charlton Heston,
Mm-hmm.
who apparently is in the 10 Commandments with Vincent Price.
There you go. Well
I did
done.
not know Vincent Price was in the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, and if I remember, it's not like a crazy small role, but it's not. Of course, he's not. He's not Charlton Heston. He's not Yul Brynner. He's not Edward G.
Yeah.
Robinson. But he's there. Yeah.
All right, well, what's the big one I'm going to go? Oh, right.
Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, he sure is in Edward Scissorhands.
He's the one that raises Edward.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't feel bad about forgetting that. I remember, but I just don't feel. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's Vincent. So who's the Leonard?
Okay. This one's gonna be harder.
Okay.
This is gonna be real hard.
Okay.
And I didn't work this out myself, so it may be impossible.
okay. All right, well, who's the Leonard?
It's not impossible
You
though.
about to do some nonsense.
It's
What?
not impossible.
What is it?
It's 6 films or less. Connect Derville Martin to one Leonard Joseph Marks a.k.a.
What, one of the Marx brothers?
Chico Marx.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yes, you are.
I'm not doing because you can't do it.
Yeah, if I
Put
thought
the phone
about,
down and do it.
If I thought about, okay,
Do it.
I'm thinking.
Do it.
All right.
Because the Marx brothers were a very self-contained unit.
They were. But Groucho got around.
Did Groucho get around?
I just said he did.
Go ahead. You do it.
Okay. I got to remember the name of that movie.
No.
No, I know the movie.
Right.
And I know exactly.
Right. So really, you got to get to Groucho.
I know
because I'm assuming you can't get to Chico.
I can get to Chico from Groucho.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
but I need to remember is it okay? It sounds like but I know this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Groucho Marx is in Skidoo. I believe the name of the movie is Skidoo with Jackie Gleason. Jackie Gleason is in, and now I'm just doing this in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie Gleason.
I mean, I can get to Jackie. You can get Jackie Gleason real fast.
I know. Jackie Gleason is in The Hustler with Paul Newman.
Sure.
Paul Newman is in
Paris
Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Paris Blue with Sidney Poitier, who is in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with D'Urville Martin.
Right. Is that the name of the movie?
And Groucho Marx is in Coconuts with
Duck
Chico
Soup.
Marx.
Yeah.
Duck Soup.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me look up to be.
Just make sure it's Skidoo.
Make sure it's
with
Skidoo.
Jackie Gleason.
It is. All right. So Chico Marx is in Night of the Opera with Groucho.
Mm-hmm. And Groucho is in Skidoo.
I'm getting to his filmography because Skidoo was from the 60s, if I remember. Skidoo, 1968 with Jackie Gleason.
Okay, well, there you go.
Boom, baby.
Yes, boom, baby.
Boom, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many movies did Groucho make without his brothers?
Off the top of my head, maybe 7. Survey says.
So I feel like it got to the point where I just remember Groucho on television.
Actually, wow, I'm looking at it. He did the movies without him, without his brothers. He did Copacabana in 1947, Mr. Music in 1950, Double Dynamite in 51, A Girl in Every Port. I saw that piece of crap in 1952, and then he did Skidoo in 68. So that's
it.
As far as films without
so he did 5.
He technically did 6, but he's uncredited in Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter. But he's not credited, but he's in it. But so 5 technically.
Okay.
Officially. So there you go. They didn't do outside of the Marx Brothers. And the Marx Brothers did, I think, 13 movies altogether.
Yeah. Look, Chico.
Were you a Marx Brothers guy?
I like Duck Soup.
Okay.
I like, what's the other big one? What's the other? It's like Duck Soup.
Going to the Races?
No, it's another one.
Duck Soup.
It's Duck Soup, and it's another big one.
Animal Crackers. Monkey Business.
Probably Animal Crackers.
Yeah, maybe it's Animal Crackers. I mean, they're all pretty decent. Those
Right.
earlier ones.
Yeah.
I'm a Marx Brothers guy. I like them, but yes, I'm a black-white guy. They don't trump Laurel and Hardy for me. I love Laurel and Hardy, and I'm a sucker for the Three Stooges.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Abbott and Costello is my team.
See, outside of who's on first, I could take it or leave Abbott and Costello.
Yeah, I like when
And of course the Meet the Frankenstein.
Sure.
But that they don't really.
All right. Chico Marx. I feel like you could have found a better Leonard.
I could have found an easier Leonard, sure.
No, a better Leonard.
There's not too many better Leonards than Chico Marx.
Leonard Nimoy is actually a better Leonard.
But you've done Leonard Nimoy before.
Yeah.
And that would have been too easy.
Yeah.
I started to do. I mean, I could have done. Sure, I could have done Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
But that wasn't too easy.
Right.
You knocked that out in 2 seconds.
Sure.
As you can see, I knocked out Chico Marx.
Yes, because, well, who hasn't seen Skidoo?
And if you haven't seen Skidoo, don't see. Oh my God.
All right. Well, there you go.
It is the rapping of white movies.
Oh no.
It is really bad. It is really bad. Jackie Gleason, Carol Channing as a couple.
Now suddenly I want to see it.
You don't.
Okay.
Don't do it to yourself. Don't.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's time to do the
All
show.
right. Hey, Time for the aliens.
It's time for the aliens. Time for us to get into our review of District 9.
District 9, a 2009 science fiction film directed by Neil Blomkamp and written by Neil Blomkamp. 30 years ago, aliens arrive on Earth, not to conquer or give aid, but to find refuge from their dying planet. Separated from humans in a South African area called District 9, the aliens are managed by Multinational United, which is unconcerned with the aliens' welfare, but will do anything to master their advanced technology. When a company field agent contracts a mysterious virus that begins to alter his DNA, there is only one place he can hide: District 9. District 9 was the choice of Lynn Webb as we continue through February, our Cowboy and Aliens month this year. Lynn, how would you like to talk about District 9?
I went into this whole exercise of cowboys and aliens and thinking about, one, cowboys and aliens, but specifically about how there are a lot of science fiction or alien-based stories that try to act as an allegory for real-world events.
Sure.
Or real-world things that are going on here on Earth, as it were. And, we've always applauded, Star Trek, Twilight Zone for doing these things. But that is also true in the world of science fiction film.
Yeah.
In the speculative fiction space. And District 9 in 2009 was a film that is almost feels like it's ripped from the headlines in that it is a film that is set, as you mentioned, in Johannesburg, about these aliens who appear in Johannesburg and then are made to live in this encampment, more or less, that is called District 9. And by being made to live in it, while they appear in the circa 1982 in over Johannesburg in this huge spaceship that just sets ground or orbit over Johannesburg, they're just there. They're not doing anything. They're just there. But the people of Johannesburg, the people in charge of Johannesburg, and let's put it out there, it is the white South Africans.
Yeah.
They break into the ship and discover these aliens. Now, these aliens are malnourished for whatever reason. And it is then they take them from their ship and put them in this encampment.
Right.
That is ripped right from the headlines of how Black Afrikaners were displaced throughout their time in Johannesburg. And they were made to live in, I believe, they were made to live outside this area that was called District 6 in South Africa. And as that then district kept growing and growing, people kept getting displaced further and further from where they were.
Right.
From where they called home. It's like, nope, you can't live here anymore. And this is a story as old as time, not just in Johannesburg, but just in, civilization, as it were. We can, the first thing that comes to my mind is the story of Seneca Village in New York.
Right.
And that's how they created basically what is now Central Park.
Right.
And going back to the film, when this happens and these aliens become more, they become sick, they become impoverished because they're just living in these encampments, these shacks, and they are separated from their own sense of humanity. So they try to create another sense of humanity on this totally alien world. And then they become, they didn't ask to be placed here, but now they're hated for being placed there.
Yeah.
We didn't ask to be placed here, but now you're hating. They're called prawns because they're saying that they look like shrimp and all this type of stuff. And this is everything that happened in real life in Johannesburg. And it's all right here under this guise of this science fiction tale. And I'm always a sucker for like an allegory like that.
Of course.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate what they're doing here. That attempt to do that as want to comment on what happened in real life, but we're going to use these aliens to maybe hit a little more home for you. So there's that attempt. And this movie definitely talks about the racism that these aliens face at the hands of this white nationalists. They realize like, well, we want to take over District 9. They're not even doing anything well with it. So now they're going to evict them from there.
Right.
And they move in this kind of like paramilitary unit, a multinational union or something like that, MNU. And they give this little toady bureaucrat, Whisker. His job is to lead this eviction program. And he becomes your window into this world in this movie. As you mentioned, I think you mentioned it, this movie is kind of like at first shot as almost like documentary footage. Like this is the footage of this program in action, and he becomes your voice into it. And he's like, hey, we've he's trying to put a friendly face on what we're doing.
Sure.
We've got to get these people out of here because, they're living in squalor and they're being very sick. So we want to take them from there, and we're going to, put them somewhere else, never really mentioning where they're going to put them else. They're just saying that they're taking them from their homes. And he's trying to put a face on there, a happy face on it. This Whisker white guy putting a happy face on it, played by Sharito Copley. But he, as much as he's trying to be like this nice guy, he's not a nice guy. Because he, at the end of the day, is just as racist as them.
Right.
He's every bit as racist as them.
He's an agent for this machine.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's going in, and there's a really horrific scene where in their evicting everyone from this encampment, they come across one of the shacks where they learn that their eggs are being fed.
Right. It's basically a nursery.
A nursery.
Yeah.
And not only does he go in there and, disconnects the eggs from their food, just happily like, yeah, you see this is how they get their food. So you just pop that out, you pluck it out. He's happily doing that. Then they set it afire. Yeah. And he talks about, oh, you hear that popping? That's the baby's popping. That's what happens. They make that popping sound, because we can't let them have babies. Right. I'm like, what? Are you serious? So it's which gets into ethnic cleansing.
Oh, absolutely.
The ethnic cleansing right there on the screen. So all of that is it's laid at your feet in this movie. And you're wondering, like, as the movie goes along and the Whisker guy, as it happens, he is happily doing his duty until he comes face to face with an accident that now is transforming his body into one of the aliens. Right. And it is at this point that he's like, oh my God, what are we doing to the aliens?
Of course.
Because I need help to get me back. The MNU, the people that he works for, realize, oh, you could be an aid to us now that you're turned into an alien, because we found their weapons, and their weapons will only work with them biologically. We can't get them to work. Right. But you're kind of like you're part us, part them. Right. Maybe you can operate the gun. Oh my God, you can operate the guns. Oh, we could use you. Yeah. We could use. Let's dissect him, figure out how we can maybe make him, since we not having any luck with any of the aliens, because you see that they're dissecting the aliens, and we could, and he is going out of his brains, and you, the audience, are supposed to feel for him at this moment. Now you're supposed to change. You're supposed to flip and be on his side. But we can't have the white guys just be the only villains in this movie, because if we've got white guys and we've got the aliens who are more or less are blacks, well, we need what we need some people of color in here.
Yeah.
And what are they going to be?
Yeah.
Well, they've got to be other bad guys.
Yeah.
They've got to be badder guys.
Better guys.
And they've got to be almost dehumanized guys. So send in the Nigerians.
Yeah, I feel like Nigeria should have sued this movie.
Well, Nigeria had a problem with
I
this
know.
movie
Well, I guess they did.
because I felt like when the Nigerians come in, who are just basically, they might as well stepped out of the movie Warriors. They just come in like, it's time to play.
Oh my goodness.
And so they're all hyped up and wild, and they are talking about eating the aliens,
Right, to get their power.
so that we can get the aliens' power.
Right, right.
So all of a sudden, they are basically dehumanized.
Yeah, yeah.
To be just, they might as well have bones in their nose.
So I was, because you used jungle drums. There's some jungle drums at some point.
I'm like, what the hell is
Yeah.
this movie doing?
Yeah, yeah.
And so the more and more I'm watching this movie, I'm like, there are no good guys in this movie except the aliens.
Yeah.
And even then, it shows you two aliens. It's Christopher Johnson, and I don't even know if they explain how they got human names.
Well, they skipped over that
Okay.
part of.
Okay, all right. I thought, I was like, did I miss something?
No, you did.
Because I wasn't rewinding. So the one alien, Christopher Johnson, and his son CJ,
Sure.
who kind of like not only save Whisker from white people, save Whisker from the Nigerians, have Whisker turn traitor on them,
Yeah.
and yet they still save him again at the end.
Yeah.
They are the only heroes in this film. So it's a crazy film with all of this messages and social political topics that it wants to touch on, but they kind of get lost in this as far from, definitely from a black standpoint, because of this wild depiction of the Nigerians, which you mentioned, the Nigerian government had a huge problem with.
Yeah.
They were actually through a protest and tried to get this movie banned
Sure.
in Africa and in
Yeah.
as many surrounding countries and continents as possible. With that mixed messaging in this film, this became, for me, a bit of a hard film to take serious.
Sure.
Well, not take serious, but to just enjoy.
Right.
Because of that. Because on every other level besides that, it's a fantastic movie. This movie, that the whole full documentary aspect of the film, it kind of falls apart story-wise as it goes on, because you can't stay with this kind of like found footage type of vibe but for so long, because you've got to get into this different people's POV at one moment or another. But besides that, the cinematography that is on display in this film, especially considering this Neil Blomkamp's feature film debut, is beautiful. It is breathtaking. The combining of the visual effects of the aliens with the real world footage that is shot in actual encampment in Africa is absolutely spot on perfect.
Yeah.
Like and these aliens who do have a face, like there's not a humanoid face, yet they still are able to emote emotion visually. The world building in their spacecraft, which feels incredibly old and ancient and bare bones, yet still feels very real. There's a tactile sense to all of the special effects that are in this film that
Absolutely.
that feels great. The action in the movie is actually easy to keep track of, and engaging and lively, and get you riveted into the moments.
Yeah.
So on production level, the film is amazing. And that is one of the reasons why it became such a critical darling when it came out in 2009.
Yeah.
But the messaging of it, which I know what he was going for, is just it's just really those Nigerians just really like messed it up for. Like, I didn't even mind that Whisker is an asshole throughout the entire movie. I didn't mind it at all, because I don't need my hero. I don't need the quote unquote hero of the movie to be this a paragon of virtue.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't necessarily need that, even though I think the movie tries to sell him that and tries to kind of like retcon that at the end of the film. But I didn't mind him being this jerk. I would have liked for maybe the aliens, because of the heroic nature of their portrayal, maybe there to be a little bit more to the backstory given to the alien, as opposed to just being the alien who helps him.
Yeah.
You know? So I think I would have liked that a little bit more backstory with the aliens to you know, you don't know why they came.
Right.
You don't really learn anything about that. I don't know if you necessarily needed to know, but I think at least some type of hinting at it, you know, might have helped with some of the motivation. So I liked it, and I wanted to call it a black film because of the themes, because the themes are there. But man, those Nigerians just really took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think technically this is quite the achievement, especially for a film that didn't have a huge budget.
No.
Like, it was only $30 million.
I'm about to say, I don't think it was $50 million, right?
Which is, and I think you're absolutely right. What Neil
Blomkamp
achieved with the technical effects, I mean, with the sort of almost practical effects.
Yeah, a lot of practical effects.
Is amazingly impressive, because, as you said, there's a real tactile nature to the aliens in this world. Like, it really feels like they are physically there,
right,
with the human actors, and that is amazingly impressive just on that level. But I have to say, since this movie came out, I have always been a little underwhelmed by District 9.
Okay.
Like I never understood, outside of the technical aspects of it, why this film was as celebrated as it was. I think it's important to note that this is an expansion of Blomkamp's short film Alive in Joburg, which I like a lot. And frankly, I think this concept of the refugee class of aliens that has been here long enough that people are just sick of it, and the images of these aliens in this refugee camp that has become a slum work really, really well in the short film format. Expanded into a larger film, I just don't think it was developed well enough. I just don't think it was thought about as thoroughly or as fully as it should have been. You know, there's never really any consistency in what the aliens are. At some points, they're almost mindless beasts. At other points, they're intelligent. There's no understanding of how we communicate with them. Like, there are points in the film where you get the sense that the human agents know their language, but you also get the sense that no one has really talked to them. Like, there's no central organization in there. Like, they really do just sort of, the depiction of the alien shift depending on what is necessary
for the plot.
And from scene to scene.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And that really undermines the gravity of it. And then, for a film that is billed as allegory, that is billed as commentary on you know, disenfranchised people who have been displaced, it becomes an entirely different film almost.
Yeah.
When this main character is exposed to this plot device that's now going to change him into an alien. And it becomes very run-of-the-mill science fiction, where, you know, he's changing, people are chasing him, this, that, and the other, so that even the interesting ideas that are present, this sort of black market that has sprung up around them, you know, regardless of how, frankly, racist the depiction of the Nigerians are in this film, this idea that a black market has sprung up around cat food and ordinary items that they find attractive is an interesting idea.
Yeah.
This notion that there is an arms race, literally an arms race, to reverse engineer this technology and then monetize it. That's a really interesting idea. The idea that there are human rights organizations that are concerned about how this is going on. That is a really interesting idea. None of these ideas are developed that well in the first part of the film. And then when the film becomes this sort of run-of-the-mill science fiction.
Yeah, just running with him as he's changing.
You know, running with him as he's changing, this sort of chase and thriller.
Right.
They're not developed at all. And you know, it's funny when you look at the development of the film, you know, it was, again, expanded from this short film. Peter Jackson comes in and produces it. You have to assume of that $30 million, there was an influx.
Yeah.
Of money at some point. And you can tell when the influx comes because suddenly it's laser beams and robot suits and this, that, and the other.
The weather check cleared.
And it's so abrupt, frankly, when you have this very practical, very, very sort of really smart depiction of effect and image.
Yeah, making the most out of little.
Making the most so that by the end, where it's like a shoot 'em up with lasers, it really takes away even from what is good about the first part. But, you know, I have to say, as someone who loves science fiction, as someone who loves all this, and I think this is fair because Neil Blomkamp is going to make a film in this arena.
Yeah.
If you're going to come into King, you can't miss. Like, you can't say, I'm going to make a film about refugees. I'm going to make a film about people who have been displaced. I'm going to talk about aliens as this minority class, aliens as a stand-in for a minority class, and say, this is what I'm going to do. When the film Alien Nation exists, which then has turned into a television show, which everything you sort of point to, the film and the series did so much better. These are really, really interesting ideas. As you said, even the idea of where did you come from? Why are you here? Is not explored at all. There's a wonderful moment at the end where as you say, the main alien protagonist, Christopher Johnson,
Right.
escapes. And part of the reason Christopher Johnson and the human are working together, Whisker, is that Whisker is transforming. Christopher Johnson says, I can fix you. Christopher Johnson, who finds the lab where they're experimenting on his compatriots, tells Whisker, I will fix you, but it's going to be about 3 years.
Right, because I got to save my people
Because
first.
I have to go save my people. And the implication is he's going to go get help and come back, which is this wonderful unspoken threat, because I'm coming back. I'm going to go get my people and I'm going to come back. And by definition, we have spaceships and laser guns. And I'm going to go tell my people what's going on down here. And it just sort of sits there. There's a moment at the end where, as we talked about, the film, part of the film is in the form of a documentary. And there is one of the talking heads who says, when the ship leaves, people have theories about if they're going to come back and what that's going to mean. And it has a wonderful Twilight Zone quality to it.
Yeah.
Where, again, it's this hanging threat of, are we going to get what we deserve for what we did to them?
Yeah, but it had me questioning. Go ahead.
But it's not allowed to breathe as a concept and an idea.
And like you said, it's right there at the end.
It's right there at the end, so that I not only do I not, I agree with you. I don't think it lands on being a black film. I think the metaphor of the alien as the minority class just really is not drawn well enough to work.
Yeah.
Again,
I think they just want to use the imagery.
Alienation worked because Alienation dealt with assimilation, Alienation dealt with integration, Alienation dealt with trying to preserve your culture. Like Alienation really nailed that sort of, we are immigrants / we are the descendants of enslaved people, in a way that you can point to it and say, oh, well, this is commenting on a real world in a real way. That District 9 did not speak to me in 2009. And when you and I were discussing this, I said, oh, wow, I know I saw it. Like, I know for a fact I saw this in the movies because, as we said, it got a lot of good press. Like it really was sort of
it was like the buzzy movie.
It was the buzzy movie, and I remember seeing it in the movie. But then I also remember talking to you. I've never revisited it.
Yeah.
So that I didn't remember a lot of, but certainly an hour into it, I put in my notes, oh, now I remember why I never revisited it.
Yeah. It's curious you talked about them leaving. When he was talking about, I'm going to go back and I'll be back in 3 years because I got to go save my people.
Yeah.
You read that as like the unspoken threat of that.
Yeah.
I read it as, first I read it as, I need to go save my people, meaning I need to get to my ship so I can get the rest of my people here on Earth up to the ship.
Right.
And then leave.
Right.
That's what I thought that.
Right.
But then when I did catch on that he was going to be taken off and leaving, my question then went to, okay, you're leaving and you're going home, but your ship just showed up here in 1982 and y'all was sitting there getting sick. So where did y'all come from?
Again.
But these are the questions.
Right. And it's not thought out. It's not, again, I hate to keep going back to Alienation, but Alienation addresses this. Like, where you understand there is a caste system.
Right.
And that there is an overseer class, and they are still present. They are still, like, this is all still part of the mix.
But that is the evidence of, like you said, this movie wanting to put the aliens in this trappings of, refugees, that have to deal with real world problems, but it doesn't really want to build out the world of those aliens. It doesn't really care.
Right. And to be clear, there are plenty of examples of this type of work where these explanations aren't on the screen, but you get the sense that people have what they call like a story Bible.
You can feel it.
The
world is there.
Like, they have the answers.
Right.
The answers aren't necessary for what we're showing you, but I know the answers. And there's so much of this that you get the sense no one thought about it past what had to be on the screen.
Exactly. Like, because the other thing, to your point, is like how the aliens act differently based on what the plot needs them to be.
Right. From scene to scene.
Because Charlie Johnson, or Chris Johnson, and his son, they seem like they are working on the trip home. Like his job is to get the plane, their ship, the small craft running so that they can get back up to the mothership.
Right.
And he had a buddy that was working with him. I think his name was Paul, but he got killed.
I was about to say, no, it doesn't matter.
Well, I read that. I don't know. But it was like, but outside the three of them, you don't get a sense that any of the other aliens they're not planning anything. They're just like
They don't have personalities.
no
You
personalities.
don't get the sense there's any intelligence.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Which cannot be the case.
Right.
And would not be the case if in writing this film you really cared about developing that world.
Right.
Past the point of being whatever plot device you need.
Right.
And that, unfortunately, as we talk about how writers have dealt with people of color in films throughout time.
Right. The irony is that's the black part of the film.
That's the black part of the film.
Yeah, right.
We've seen this
It's
before.
this faceless, brainless, mindless mass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we need some color in there. Let's get some Nigerians.
Right.
Let's bring in some Nigerians in there. Now, to be fair, some of the actors, they actually interviewed some of the actors that did the film, and they said that they didn't have a problem
Right.
with
Sure.
with their depiction because they just saw it as, hey, I'm just acting in a movie.
Hey, it's hard out here for an actor.
And that's exactly what I said. This is exactly what I said. You know what? You're not going to say that.
Right.
It's a job.
Right.
And God bless you on that job.
Look,
you know
God
what I'm
bless
saying?
you.
You know?
Hope the check cleared.
The check cleared, you rocking out, you fed your kids that day. Beautiful. But what was left on screen?
Right. We are going to eat the body of the alien and get his powers. I was like, whoa. I really wasn't ready for the African witch doctor. Like you said, I was waiting for somebody to come out with an actual bone in their nose or something.
Well, remember, they slipped this line in there too, because there was this line that was slipped in there, I think in one of the news reports about how the aliens are being treated and seen in this country. And then there was the scene. Yeah, there's also been talk of, I forget what the terminology was, but it basically was having sex with the aliens.
Right.
And when they say that on screen, it cuts to a black woman.
Yeah.
Like seemingly walking out of like a shack.
Right.
I'm like, whoa, why you got it?
Look.
I mean, come on. It's
Look.
right there on the screen, man.
Look.
You
There
know?
are some Africana sensibilities in this film that, yes. So.
Yeah, man. So, no.
But again, what makes it more egregious is that it's not as much there
Exactly.
to justify this type of thing.
But you know what? It's funny. As we're talking this out in real time.
Mm-hmm.
This, though, probably explains why it became the hit that it is. Because
You know
there's
what?
enough of it there
Right.
for, the white audience to be like, yeah, I see what he's doing.
Well,
yeah.
and again, not to be that guy.
Go ahead, be that guy.
You do get the sense, and I got the sense reading the reviews, that this blew people away who frankly just don't watch that much science fiction.
Okay, well, yeah.
Like it had turned into this indie darling, but you got the sense it had kind of left our little bubble.
Yeah, the science fiction
The
bubble.
science fiction bubble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I've seen Star Wars, I've seen The Matrix, I've seen District 9.
Yeah. I think it's because it is, a lot of it is a good blend of science fiction and what was hot at the time.
Right.
The found footage,
Right.
documentary.
Right. But again, that's
genre.
not really science fiction world.
Right, exactly.
Like,
But that's why that marriage of it is another reason why people splooge all over this. Oh my God.
Right. Right. Like I'm over here talking about Alienation, which is like cult classic is giving it a lot of credit.
That's doing a lot of, that's doing William Shatner work.
Right. It's like how many seasons? Like Alienation, I think was like 2 seasons maybe.
I think this show lasted 2 seasons.
2 or 3. So,
And the movie was just like, it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know how much James Caan talks about being an alienation.
No.
So we finished talking about The Godfather, Mr. Caan. I'd like to move to another one of your works.
I was an elf.
I mean,
he cashed some elf checks.
right.
He cashed some healthy elf checks.
Right.
Him and Bob Newhart are thankful for elf. So,
But go
is
ahead.
it a black film?
I don't think it's a black film. Yeah, I don't think it's a black film at all. I don't think it's a black film, and again, this concept of the alien as the other, which we've talked about on here, whether we've talked about Enemy Mine, or something that I think is a little subversive when we talk about the Will Smith role, where he gets to be the human. So even something like I, Robot, where the robot is the other. But it's always, you always get this dynamic where the human, the normal,
is white.
Is white.
Right.
And then the other is the stand-in for a minority.
Yeah.
Even with this, so many other works have done it better. And even within the context, or even outside of that context, this other just is not developed that well.
Not at all.
So no, I wouldn't say it's a black film.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
I can't say that it's a black film.
Right.
I can't say it's a black film. I will say, though, because it succeeds so well on a technical level, and I can't knock it for that.
No, not at
all. On a
all.
technical level, it succeeds fantastically well. Because of that, I do think I lean on recommending District 9.
Okay.
I do think that it is... For if you want to just take your hat off, your head, your brain out, put it on the side, and just enjoy a crazy science fiction film, with some crazy problematic and villains in it, and God knows that is throughout time in movies. You're asked to do that. I think if you do that, this movie has definitely succeeds technically. As far as the special effects, I like a lot of the action enough that I think that you could sit there and enjoy the film. And the technical aspects of it are so striking. Like you said, it was $30 million.
Yeah.
And this movie I think made at least $200 million.
Oh yeah.
I think it is worth a watch if you haven't seen it, especially if you're like a starting filmmaker just to get ideas of what you can do. So I would recommend District 9.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. I think the technical achievement is not worth the almost 2-hour commitment to this film. I think.
Is this wow? It didn't feel that long.
Yeah, I think this is a film that is neither fish nor flesh. I think for a film that fashions itself as being in the world of, for lack of a more elegant term, thoughtful science fiction, it does not stand up at all to any of the films that have come out in the 21st century. Like, I'm not even going to go before 2000. I think since 2000, when we talk about smart, thoughtful science fiction, District 9 it is not even in my top probably 10, certainly not in my top 5. And just as a popcorn flick, just a popcorn sit back and turn your mind off, I think there are much more exciting films.
Okay.
So I think you can skip it.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
All right. Well,
split decision. It's one of the I always love the films that you recommend and I don't.
Yeah, you know what? I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen often.
Right. That's so that's it's very interesting.
What else is that? I can't remember the last time.
I can't remember them all. I used to have a running list because it's
short.
It's an interesting list because usually if you like it, I'm right there with you.
I can't think of another one. I know I like Pluto Nash more than you, but I didn't recommend it.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know.
Right. So
I don't know.
So there you go.
There you go. Well, I'm recommending District 9.
But not for nothing. You got 2 alien movies this month. We got one coming up.
Oh, the alien movie?
Oh,
well, I did. That's my Valentine's gift for you.
Oh, that's kind of what I mean. Like, you coming to King, like you want me to come on, like, oh.
That was my gift for you. When I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, Vincent's gonna love this.
I can't wait to see how you sell it as a black movie. But I also don't really care.
I know you don't.
I actually don't.
I know you don't.
I actually don't. Like you had to add with Yaphet Kotto in it. I was like, that's what we doing? You just gonna try? I was like, well, sure. All right, fine. Sure.
Is it a black film, Vince? If you say so.
Hey, do we get to watch Alien and talk about Alien for over an hour? Because to be clear, I'm going to talk about the set design for about 15 minutes.
Yes. I was going to give you a half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, the set design is incredible.
We're going to talk about the dinner scene for 10 minutes.
Oh, God. Look,
So-
you've mapped this out.
Oh.
It's a special 3-hour Micheaux Mission.
Oh. Oh.
And that's not even next week. But before we tell you.
The class commentary
Here we go.
in Alien is damn near 15 minutes. Like the sort of critique on late stage capitalism that's kind of baked in with Alien. But yeah, you're right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh.
It's my film, but we may start with you
Oh.
on that one.
Oh yeah, we about to talk about Alien.
All right.
All right.
That's in 2 weeks.
That's in 2 weeks.
But before we
Back
tell
to
you
Cowboys. Yeah.
what we're going to be reviewing next week, I invite you to have your thoughts read and heard here on the Micheaux Mission via email. You can email Vincent and I at micheauxmission@gmail.com. That's MICHEAUX MISSION@gmail.com. You can also find the Micheaux Mission on your favorite social media, Instagram, Facebook, or Threads at Micheaux Mission. The Micheaux Mission has a website, micheauxmission.com, where you can check out all of our swag by our good friends at TeePublic. Catch it while you can, because we're going to be making some changes coming up real soon. You can also find out when we go to very special events like VIRTUOUS Con, like the Be Real Micheaux screening series, and other events that we are going to be planning throughout the year. So you can go to micheauxmission.com. 2 Men, 1 Podcast, every black film ever made. The Micheaux Mission is also available as a podcast wherever you find podcasts: Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora. Doesn't matter. The Micheaux Mission is right there for your download and streaming pleasure, as well as on YouTube. And all those places you can subscribe, follow, hit the bell, be notified of when we go live, when we drop new shows, or when our shorts come out. Just follow us, become one with us. And if you really want to help the show, you can give us a 5-star rating or review wherever you check out the show. You can also join us on patreon.com, where $5 gains you access to 3 brand new monthly podcasts, as well as helps us run the show and afford all of the special projects and things that we have coming your way. We really appreciate it. The Micheaux Mission is also filmed for YouTube out of Anga Studio. Anga Studio, you can find us on Instagram at anga.studio83. Where you can hit us up in the DMs if you're in the Philadelphia area, and we can make it live here, or we can do it virtual for you by our good friends at Riverside. We can make it happen at Anga Studio for you. The Micheaux Mission is also a proud member of the Believe podcast network. Believe, BLEAV.com. Every sport, every topic, everywhere. Next week, here on the Micheaux Mission, we ride 'em high. Back in the world of the Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
Back in the world of Fred Williamson.
Yes.
And peeking out of the mustache of one D'Urville Martin. As we join them as they ride the trail as 2 boss nigga. Next week, here on the Micheaux Mission. Until then, he's Vincent, I'm Len, and in parting, we say,
We'll see you when it's time to meet again.